Hey everyone, welcome to another Pick a Card. I'm your tarot reader Cody, and you are on the channel Cody Tarot. So for today's reading, we have some animal messages, some messages from your animal spirit guides. So basically, we're going to be taking and picking a pile of the animal you resonate with most. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. I'm using this reading as a test for my channel to see how this mic works that I have and see what the sound quality is with it, and see how the lighting looks and everything. This is definitely just a test reading. So yeah, but I might post it. We'll see, just for fun. Okay, so group 1, Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. Group 2, Dove Spirit, be peace. And Groundhog Spirit for group 3, time to let go. So pick the card with the animal that resonates with you most. If you're more resonating with what the saying is on the bottom of each card, you can pick that way. With that said, I'll give you a moment to pick your pile, and then we'll start in with group number 1, Armadillo Spirit. Okay. Let's start in with group number 1, Armadillo Spirit. We're just going to draw some tarot cards for this group. We'll get your message. This will be a little message for the rest of September, since I didn't get to post the monthly September predictions. Okay. We have the moon card coming up right off the bat. I'm going to draw the other two. Okay, let's see what your message is. Set healthy boundaries. Oh, this is quite cool. Okay, this is directly referring to setting some healthy boundaries with some people in your life. And these people seem more like with the moon card right here, they seem more like wild animals, or, beings of this earth that are not human as far as like their ferociousness. So that's what the healthy boundaries are for. I want to have you take note of the crab or the crustacean, the lobster in this card. And the fact that the lobster is also howling, but these other two wolves are above him. There is this like top dog mentality going on here. And for some of you, you're going to be the top dog. And for others of you, you're going to be the one under the person in this group that's kind of like the top dog. With the King of Pentacles reversed, this is just showing someone who is in a position of power or authority, and this could be you or the group that you're in, and they're kind of tired of it. They're kind of growing weary of kind of like always being the one that has to provide for everyone, always being the one that has to like give everyone everything, or if this is the case where you're the person under the leader type figure, you're going to be the one that's always feeling like you have to give to the leader. Whatever the situation is for this pile, you're feeling like you have to keep giving to this person, giving to this group situation, and it's taking a lot of energy from you. It's draining you a little bit. So with set healthy boundaries, that is kind of like what we're getting here, is that you need to set healthy boundaries in regard to these three things. First, with the wild nature of everyone, there is a time and a place to let loose and let your kind of like Lunarian kind of like a wild side emerge. But this is not the time and place for right now, because this is leading more to this kind of like wear and tear in this King of Pentacles card. So, and it's leading to lack of abundance is what this is also showing. So it's like this cannot be sustained for forever. And so what we're seeing here with the saving grace with the Magician card is this magician is totally in balance with everything. He has all his tools. He has this little infinity symbol above his head, showing this like sense of balance, this sense of like, that he can flow back and forth between two things and kind of be it's kind of like a dualistic nature right here, where he can kind of flow back and forth in his mind and keep like his thoughts peaceful, keep his like ideas peaceful. He's wearing white underneath the red, indicating like purity or a sense of purity. So it's about kind of keeping pure and revitalizing yourself, rejuvenating yourself. There is an element with the Magician card here that it's fine if you are a witch or you practice witchcraft to go ahead and use some spells to set these boundaries, or use manifestation techniques to set these boundaries. Just imagine like walls between you and these people. Like you can make the walls up in your imagination and just imagine them being kind of like built pretty quickly. And like you can even choose the substance you want the walls to be made of. Like if you pick brick, maybe depending on the boundaries you need to set, maybe some of these people you don't want to set hard and fast boundaries. So imagine like putting up like a picket fence. But if there's some people who you need to set like further boundaries with, imagine putting up a like a big brick wall if this is like getting too out of hand. So yeah, using some imagination is going to really help in this boundary setting. And just kind of like putting an end to this kind of like wild kind of nature that a lot of these people are going through, because it's making you a little crazy yourself. The fact that like everyone else around you is kind of crazy. So it's good to like put a stop to that, or set some healthy boundaries with that. So that was your animal message group number 1. We're going to move on now to group 2 with the dove spirit. Now moving on, here we are, group 2 with the dove spirit, if you pick the dove spirit. So I'm basically going to draw 3 tarot cards for you and give you your message. The King of Wands in reverse. The other group had a King of Pentacles in reverse for their reading. Oh, and this group also gets the King of Pentacles and the Moon card. Okay, so similar themes with all the groups. This literally happened to me the other day when I was doing a tarot reading for myself. I had was shuffling the cards, and I admit I was committing the sin of second guessing when you read tarot, where you're like reading one way and then you second guess. I don't do that for other people, but then I definitely do it for myself when I there's the whole idea of like when you're reading for yourself, you get answers you don't want to get, and then you try to like read again. And literally, I shuffled the cards very, very thoroughly, and the same exact card, it was the Lover's card, like came back up in the first position. So just a side note, but Dove Spirit, be peace. Let's read into this. Okay, very similar message to the previous group, but a little bit of a different twist. So the other group had kind of a group dynamic that was going on between them and someone else. This for you guys is specifically a relationship dynamic. Could be between someone who's a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, or could be with someone who's an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But for the most part, we have someone who's more stable and realistic and practical, and someone who's more fiery, passionate, energetic. So someone who's a little more wired with energy, someone who's a little more all over the place. And then we also have a person who's more grounded, practical, and maybe slower paced, I guess is the better way to put it. They're just a little bit more grounded than this other person. With Dove Spirit, be peace. This is saying that there is going to be a peace offering coming in. The animal message guide is there's going to be a peace offering coming in between you and this person. So whether you're this person or this person, something's going to happen that's going to make you feel peaceful with this person. So this is just kind of a reading saying that all the crazy with this moon card right here, with all the wild animals kind of howling at the moon, or feeling the presence of the moon. This is just saying that this kind of time period where it almost feels like you've kind of been wild beyond your control. You might not even really know why you guys have been fighting. It's just kind of this weird thing where it's one person is maybe it's just the worst traits are amplified in this situation. So what we're seeing here is one person how their fiery traits are more amplified, and the other person's more grounded traits are more amplified, and it's annoying the other one. But what I'm happy to say, this is actually a pretty quick and short and sweet message, but Dove Spirit is just here to herald that there is a new period of peace. There is going to be a new period of reconciliation. If you look at these two cards, I know they're in reverse, but you have the king, both kings like looking towards each other, like his head's turned that way, and this king's head's fully turned that way. So they are looking towards each other. There is a reconciliation. There is an understanding or an understanding each other. And notice how the moon card, the card about the chaos and the kind of confusion and the illusions that are actually happening between you two, is opposite of this dove card. You can see this dove card and the moon card is the patterns of the sun and the moon, right? Imagine the dove is kind of like a bird that's like coming up right before the sun rises, like right before you get that kind of peace coming in, and the moon's gonna like, it's kind of like they're passing through like this, right? And so you have the dove card kind of on its way coming into like, it's probably with this person in your life, you've noticed you've gone through ups and downs with them. You probably noticed that this person is like sometimes like really not that fun to be around, and then at other times they're like the best to be around. That's because both of you, with whatever is dealing with your relationship, it's very much affected by like astrological like occurrences, like certain positions of the moon or certain positions of oh sorry, I think I hit the camera. Certain positions of the like the sun and the planets and conjunctions and stuff like that. Any kind of astrological thing going on, you guys might find that you're more pleasant, like not in a retrograde, but in a retrograde, you guys are more just like all over the place. So yeah, but basically what the cards are urging you is that a new peaceful time is going to be coming in between you two. So if you've been estranged from this person or you haven't been talking to them or something, it's going to be a new kind of peaceful time coming in, and the moon, that kind of lunacy energy is going to be going away. So that was your message, group 2, if you picked the Dove Spirit. All right, group 3, if you picked the Groundhog Spirit, time to let go, this is going to be your reading. This is all just a... this reading is just a test for the microphone. I might post it, I might not. Man, your cards are just flipping out. Oh, this is a pretty simple spread, pretty simple reading. There's a few things. We have a major theme here with the Fool card, right? And with time to let go. There's also, this card is kind of like the centerpiece between these two things, and time to let go. It's interesting because time to let go and Groundhog Spirit is over on this far side, and this is the furthest card from it. The Fool's kind of like in between it. It's interesting. If you look at this card, the Two of Pentacles upright is typically about balance and keeping things in your life in equal exchange, kind of like the flow of energy within yourself and kind of like how you deal with it on the outer world. Like the same infinity loop symbol is reflected in the Magician, and I always see him as like someone who has all of his stuff together internally, and so it reflects on the outer world, and the outer world reflects back to him. And that's more of like a bigger concept than this. This is specifically dealing with more like practical small things like money and stuff. So don't think too big on this. It's just like basically dealing with the day-to-day, like your certain responsibilities, like maybe you have to take the kids to school, or maybe you have to do certain errands for your job, or maybe you're volunteering at a community hospital or something. I don't know what the specific thing is, but you have too many activities, and basically it's saying that you've already realized this, that you're kind of struggling and you're kind of getting stressed out and you're dropping the ball on some of these. Basically, with time to let go, your animal spirit, Groundhog Spirit, is trying to let you know it's time to release some of these responsibilities, because the universe has these two cards coming in really strong for you. The Page of Cups is just like this amazing synchronicity card. It's about receiving surprises from the universe, and because it's a page, it's a beginning card. It means you're in the student or beginning stages of this journey. So as a page and it being a cup card, you're in this beginning stage of like feeling these synchronicities or these spiritual experiences, you may have felt like your life is a little dull at this point with this kind of energy coming in. Like maybe even if you have a life filled with other spiritual activities, it's like those spiritual activities are feeling kind of like dull or not as what's the word? Not as fresh as they once felt. It's almost like everything's kind of like has been regurgitated too much, or you've been kind of like working through it too much. So basically what we have here with the Page of Cups and the Fool with Groundhog Spirit is just about the spontaneity of it all, and that's kind of like what the theme is of your life right now. It's like this feeling of like that things aren't spontaneous as much as they used to be, you know? The Fool represents kind of like traveling light. If you see this guy, he's on his journey and he only has his dog and this little knapsack, which is barely carrying anything, you know? But the sun is shining, indicating also like reminding me of the Sun card in tarot, showing that like brighter days are ahead. It's important to drop some of these activities before you really drop the ball on all of them. You don't want to have a mental breakdown. You don't want to have burnout. That's like really important. You don't want to have burnout. And time to let go with the 31 here being a 4. There is going to be some security. There is going to be some stability if you do let go of some of these activities. So kind of make a checklist, make a priorities list. What can you let go of at this kind of point in time? Because the universe is desperately trying to shove all of these new things into your life. So even though you're letting go of some things, they have some things lined up, some beautiful synchronistic experiences, some beautiful gifts, some beautiful like a beginning of a spiritual journey, like a second part. If you're already on a spiritual journey, this is like a second part to your spiritual journey of something you haven't really thought of before, or something that's new or different. And especially with the Fool card here is like also a beginning card at the 0 point. You're at this point where it's like it's time to like take the leap. It's time to jump into the next part of your life. And let go of kind of what's holding you back or what's kind of like too burdensome on you. You know, this is about making a list of priorities and figuring out what you can and can't keep into this next phase of your life. And don't start trying to figure out what the next thing is. Don't try to figure out what the next thing is that's going to be in your life, because I'm seeing here that the universe is going to be showing you what this next thing is. It's just important right now to feel unencumbered. If you think of that 0, there's no numbers in 0. There's just 0 and that's it. So it's just this point of like stasis, or a point of like a balance point where there's like nothing, kind of like you have to like empty the cup in order for it to be filled anew. So basically you have to kind of like let go of some responsibilities and then wait and, you know, let the universe fill this cup with, well, a fish, this beautiful mystical fish that you're going to be seeing in a few, whenever you decide to let go of some of these things. So yeah, Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. It's time to let go of some of those things in your life that aren't serving you anymore. Things that have gotten really stale. They might be things that you might like enjoy, but like for whatever reason, you're just not enjoying them right now. And you just need to either, you know, this could just be a break, simply taking a break, but you need to empty up some space for these new things to come in. All right. So that was, if you picked group 3, yeah, that was the last reading for the readings. So just to recap for the groups, group 1, set healthy boundaries. Let's get, you know, that whole group under control that you're dealing with, and that whole imbalance with the leadership and followers mindset. Be peace. I'm really happy to say that you and that friend of yours are going to be having some peaceful time soon, and time to let go of some of those things in life to bring in that new sense of spirituality into your life. So that was the test reading for this new mic that I'm trying out. So maybe it's going to be really loud. Maybe it's going to be really soft. I don't know. Maybe I won't be able to post it. Anyway, I was lovely reading for you guys, and I will see you on the channel with more pick-a-cards to come. See ya.